the pressure hits, you say I'm why I call it lit. Every shade tells the truth I hid. Moodring flashing what I never
Like
did.
and subscribe.
Like a sign, but I'm changing tones in real time. Can't box me in, I read this. Every word I
Ah, it's all mental ma.
So here we're reviewing in our TradePiks dashboard our trade of today. One trade, $75 up on GXAI. Single trade, really good for the day. We waited. See there, we bought one share at 608 at $1.76, and we held it all the way till 631 for quite a few minutes before buying 1,000 right at the open at 631, and then selling, scaling out at 643 and 644 for the $73 win. So, looking at the calendar for February, now we're up $75 on today. That brings our weekly total to 47 and a good profit factor and one or two green days. So, had we not made the blunder yesterday, we would be having a nice green. So, this is nice. So, we hope to continue our trades. There you can see what we did yesterday, a blunder of $92 loss on IPW. But we move on. We learned, right? We didn't get taken in today. So even though GXAI did make it all the way to 265, and it could have been a really nice win. So here we are at 5:55 a.m. We got up a little bit late after 5:30, and we're watching it. And I like the move, and I had traded GXAI before, and I know it can make some moves, but I wasn't convinced at that time. So we start looking to see what else is available. NUKK is making noise and move, but this one actually careened down shortly. I think in the next half hour or so, and it couldn't hold it. Now, of course, NUKK is famous for last year having that huge moves up. So I think that folks are looking for every time it comes up. We're all looking to see if it's going to be that it's going to do it again. But today wasn't it, and the market wasn't looking good. It was, I mean, a little positive, but it's still reddish. You can see there on the SPY, the Qs, they're all red. Nvidia, Apple's the only one green. GTBP was another one that the scanner kept, at least Sendu kept putting up there, but obviously there wasn't there anything there. It was interesting today. Hardly anything. I think Fat N was the big mover during the morning, went all the way up to $30, I think. No, NTP was the one, and that was that's a foreign stock, so we could not trade it. We were also looking at SOAR. Made a nice move from 71 to 90, and that's good 20 cents. I mean, if you can take numbers of shares there, 3,000 shares would have given you 20 cents, would give you a nice move up. So, but we didn't trade it. I don't know if this is foreign either. Here's NTP, and you can see there, yeah, high of $30, and then just careened back down. So, hopefully, no one got caught in that downturn. And so, my thoughts here. It's now 6 a.m. And my thought is, well, SOAR is a penny stock, and I'm thinking maybe 1,000 shares or 2,000 shares here, if it's possible to take, if there's any chance that this will go up to a dollar. But it was already here at the top of the upper band in VWAP, and it didn't look like it was making pushes or strides to get more volume and momentum. So we put this on watch right here. along with GXAI. And we were keeping an eye on NUKK, but there you can see it was up there around $3, and then it just careened down to 242, and now it's sitting around 255 at this time at 6:01 a.m. We continue to look at MPT here, and I said, okay, well, since it's there, I'll look at it, but it's Chinese, and I couldn't take any trades because I tried taking I tried to buy one share here to see if somewhere in here I tried to buy a share, and Schwab said, no, you got to call it in, phone it in. So that was it for me, because I did add it to my watch list, but I couldn't keep it in. Couldn't keep it there. There's no point. You see there the pattern complete in the upper left hand corner. That's a little script I've got running in there. When that pattern's complete, usually tells me that there's a nice move going up, and I think it did. There you can see hitting 810, whatever. So, but the move didn't last long. So, it's 6:08 now, and I decided to take one share of this GXAI stock here, and I had no reversal indicators here other than I'm watching the MACDs, and I'm thinking this is going to make a move up. Now, if you look at the awesome oscillator on the 5-minute there, a little bit towards the right of the middle of the screen, it's all red. There is absolutely no reason to take this stock here and buy 1,000 shares. None whatsoever. It's huge gamble. But yet, I went ahead and did it a little later on, as you'll see it. And the only thing that kept me connected to GXAI was the news that it had some type of partnership with Amazon. I said if people read the actual news, then they might latch onto this and really pour volume into it. But here and for the next 20 minutes, it doesn't appear that it's going to go back up. And look at that, it's way below VWAP. And it would take lots of volume for it to get back to VWAP. But I began to think that it had a possibility, and so I started watching it and keeping it, and I didn't want to miss the move up. And usually, sometimes what happens is you see a stock and you think it has possibilities, and then it doesn't show them for a long period of time, and you get anxious, you get impatient, and you move away, and you start looking for something else, and then by the time you come back, you missed the entry point. And so I didn't want to move that much away from GXAI, and I thought I was watching it here. And what I'm seeing here is up, down, of course, consolidation, but in my eyes, I see it loading up. I don't see folks unloading it down to the downside, and it's hovering right above the 200 there. And even though the 200, that white line, the thicker white line, isn't pointing upwards, I think it has a possibility. So did I think that this had a move up on a feeling because I've traded it before? I don't think so. I was looking at the technicals, and I thought that it had a possibility of going up. And now I didn't think it had a possibility of going up all the way to 265. I thought $2 or a little above 190 was possible. And so one of the things I haven't done, truly, seriously done as a momentum trader is we get caught up in the moment and in the seconds of trading. So our thought is, look, I have no time to worry about 1 hour, 2 hour, how much I invest, how much am I willing to risk. I'm looking at charts and indicators, and in seconds, uh, these the price action is going to move up or go down, and I need to make a decision now and then. If I go in there and I set a price, well, I think I'll buy at 177 and I'll set my exit for 190, and the stock price just sits and bounces between those two amounts, and or just hovers above your entry point. What do? You have to exit, right? And you wasted that capital because you had it planned. And with the way we day trade in the early mornings, we're looking for momentum, and we're looking for something that just shoots out of a cannon. We jump on it and we exit as quickly as possible. And that's one difficulty that we have. And if you look at books and you read books and you hear people and the experts, and they all tell you you got to have an entry point, you got to, even if it's a mental uh, exit or a mental stop, and that's all great. And I found it beneficial to trade with a template that, selling my setting my stop loss and my sell limit. But in reality, the way the market's been behaving the past 2 weeks, there really isn't an opportunity to do that, and we have to adapt. So that means watching, looking for that momentum. So here, I felt really good about just a single share because I was down like 6, 7 cents only. And the reason I say that is because of the downturn. And you see 1, 2, 3, 4 red dots and a couple of dojis there. And that is obviously pointing to a heavy resistance. Nothing's moving. Now I was looking at the glancing at the active trader window, and which mimics the level two, and even level two, it looked like it was heavy on the ask at this point, which was interesting. And so now it's 6:15. We're 15 minutes from the open. Uh, the uh, the overall market is still tepid, but we saw yesterday what happened in the afternoon, that the big caps, large caps picked up, volume picked up. So folks must have shrugged off whatever negative buys were coming in the morning and decided to go in. So while some folks are predicting a SPX and SPY hitting 7,000 and then dumping, I just don't see it. I think we're going to remain, excuse me, tepid and lukewarm for mid to large caps between now and March. And I had a prediction of Nvidia for 220 by April, but that doesn't look like it's possible here. It would have to be up at 190 by the end of February if it was going to hit 220 in April. So I think the tech sector is still going to be in trouble. I think the next big news that we have coming is the Fed changeover. Powell leaving and the new guy coming in, and I think it's going to be interesting to see that. And I think that leading up to Powell leaving, we may see a small downturn with folks uncertain as to what's going to happen. But once the new guy gets in, and I think that give it 1 or 2 or 3 weeks after the new guy's in, I think that the stock market will shake it off and move up. So what we might see is a little sell-off right here between now and Paul's retirement because of certain uncertainty of a new person coming in. So, and it's a huge move. I guess the Fed, Paul has been in charge for a while, or at the head of the Fed for a while, and I think that it doesn't matter whether the next guy coming in is better or worse or the same. Just the fact that there is a changeover might rock the boat a little bit. So we're 10 minutes away, and now here I start seeing positivity. And I thought about buying right here. 170 would have gained me 4 or 5 cents, and yeah, another 20, $30. But I told myself, no, I'm gonna wait, because we've seen stocks from here try to pick up and then dump. So I needed a little bit more confirmation that it was going to be able to surpass that 177 where I had bought in for that single share. And of course, after the review and looking at what it did, I could have had $600, $700, but and I thought about holding it and leaving it, but you'll see why I didn't once I get in and show you guys that I did learn my lesson from yesterday, and that's important. Because if we don't learn, because this is almost a replay of yesterday. Yesterday we were up over $60, and then we go back in and we lose. And today we had a similar. Once you see the trade, you'll see that it's almost the same. So we skipped ahead a little bit. Now we're at 6:23, 7 minutes from the open, and still on one share. And SOAR starts a downturn. NPT flattens out, and NUKK goes absolutely nowhere. I had thought about Fat N again because it was hovering between 3 and 313, but it wasn't moving as much. And you can see there on my scanner, or at least I can see it, that the percentage change up is very low, only 67%, and the top two stocks there are both signaling a bearish volume spike, and the rest aren't. Even though they do have a green bullish designation there, aren't really moving at all. They've been sitting there for an hour and a half without going anywhere. So obviously the big move I'm here, that folks, if they caught it early, was NTP. If they were able to buy on Thinkorswim. And I think this is what we're going to be seeing for the next month or so. We're going to be seeing these foreign stocks jump and give us the false hope that the market is bullish for small caps, and that we can jump in on any stock and that it'll move up. So we got to be careful. We can't be taken by that, and certainly we can't be assuming that we're going to have a parabolic stock every single week or once a day. So it's 6:25 and I'm feeling more comfortable, and I'm glad I didn't jump in, because you see that 177 line where I bought is the resistance. It's just sitting there and not going back, and it's quite several candle bars trying to get up to there. And looking at my other charts, the indicators up there, none of them are showing any type of indication that this is going to go up. The only thing I see now is up in the 5 minute, you see there's a reversal now. And the cyan line starts moving upwards. And the MACD is also opening up and pointing at that 45-degree angle upwards. But the 200 isn't moving. It is just lying a little bit about flat. And the bottom band of the VWAP, instead of moving away from the 200, is getting closer to the 200. So little tiny alerts, and if you really sit here and watch it and don't get any FOMO or jitters or nervousness that you want to jump in and make money, that's how you evaluate, and you can see those things. And we got two different crowds, right? You got the pre-market crowd, and you got the market crowd that comes in right at open at 6:30, and you got a mid-morning and then a power hour crowd, and their behavior, their thoughts are totally different. And we sit there trying to gauge what those buyers, what those traders are going to do. We're just going to lose money. So our focus in February is on, again, going back to the August that we had, that we were very tight, and less trades, that and less of a potential for us losing. This stock here does not look positive, like I said. Everything that I've seen, and you saw there that at 6:08 I saw something, and but there are no indicators, absolutely nothing. They're telling us that this stock is going to move up. In fact, everything is pointing to that stock being down. And I think what I was looking at is, I didn't look at it as a momentum scalp. I looked at it and I said, you know what? This is a swing trade. This is not our typical small cap type stock that is going to move up and down and have big moves and we can scalp it for a few cents. This stock is more of a serious stock for some folks who may want to invest in it. And the fact that it has news may be a good catalyst at the open, and that's what I was looking at. So I stepped away from my desk at this point and came back, I think, right before the open. And there's the MACD, and you see it pointing downwards. And so here I thought, you know what? This has to move up, but I'm not ready to jump in right here to prove the market or right or wrong. So I told myself I was going to wait. And here we go. The bell rings. And I know I said not to take trades right off the entry, right off the open, but and here's exactly what I was looking at and saying, this is what happened to me yesterday. I bought something right minute or two before the open, and it starts pumping down. But here it picks itself up, and all of a sudden, what I see is, yeah, it looks like it's going down. Yeah, the MAC is negative, but it looks like it's very small. It looks like it's looking for liquidity, and here comes the push. And that was a nice green bar, and I should have bought there, but I didn't. I waited for a little bit more certainty. And there we go, 1,000 shares in at 180. And yeah, I didn't. I had a hard time getting filled. I had to use market to get filled. And this is one of the reasons why I say it was similar to yesterday. But once I saw this nice green bar here and this move, then I knew I had something. Now here it is bouncing up and down. We're only up 15, 30, 20, 25 bucks. And then all of a sudden it starts nearing the VWAP. And trust me, it took a lot of discipline to sit through here, to sit through this bar and not exit in panic. Now remember what I had said is I was looking for it to get close to the VWAP, and that's where I was going to sell, close to 190. And I was trying to sell limits there. We're up 70 bucks, 65. And I was trying to think about selling there, but I thought there was more. And you see, I try to get out with 500. I don't get filled. It starts pulling back. Yeah, it pulls back, and then it goes up, and I would have gotten out to 500. And here it almost looks like a double top, and it begins to worry me. But I'm still thinking that $2 is possible. But I felt that if I got out there, it would be a little too early. Now sometimes you have to stick to your uh, convictions and you have to trust the patterns, right? So if I had gone on emotion and FOMO and feeling as it starts pulling back, I would have exited in panic. And I think a lot of folks may have done that same thing. Uh, on that red bar. And then the MACD starts to show a little bit of issues, but the volume is there. And the volume is evening out on the oscillator on the 5-minute. The lower band of VWAP is not yet crossed over onto the 200. And I see a bullish pattern right here. And I was hoping that this bar would be green, but instead it reverses on me. And now what we see there is 4 bars almost facing a lot of resistance right below 190. And all of a sudden, because I took 1,000 shares, I'm on the reddish side. And it's not done yet. It's going to continue. I'm down like 30, 40 bucks right now. And it looks like it's got a good fight in it. And the reason I continue to hold is that single green bar on the awesome oscillator in the 5-minute. And the fact that it had news. Never mind about the what the content of the news was, other than the word Amazon. And that's not to say that there will be other stocks that will have that Amazon related news and are going to perform the same way. So here we're down $80 now. And I think 89, I think we hit 90. And I'm not going to kid you. I thought, oh well, another awful day. And a Christmas tree here might have to sell and be down almost 100 bucks. Right here is where 97, I hit 97 down. But then I thought to myself, you know what? If that happens, that happens. It's you have to stick with your technicals. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go 200 or 300 down. So I put a stop for 500 shares, at least cutting the loss. But it does hit the bottom. It looks like right above 172 there. It almost looks like a double bottom. And it starts to pick up. So here I began to feel the comfort level now sinking in as SOAR does not go anywhere, starts falling back, and PT also starts falling back, and NUKK has gone nowhere. FATN has hit 313 at the top and is moving back. And GXAI now is breaking out in a bullish volume. You can see there on the Break 50 M2 watch list. It's a new indicator I found in volume spike, and they're the top stocks. And GXAI is right in there now, a little bullish. So, and I also have another indicator, but it is so busy with stuff, and it's I think mainly made for mid caps to large caps, and that one was telling me that the 5 and the 15 minutes on GXAI were positive. The 1 minute was awful. It was telling me to wait, and on the day it was saying, "Oh, it looks like a good positive move." So here we're still flailing up and down. Now we're back down to 80 bucks. And so what decisions do I make here? Why do I not sell? The MACD is starting to move up. And on the zero lag MACD, you see those fuchsia color lines start picking themselves up. So it looks like we made it through. The worst of it went back down for some liquidity. And I tried to sell another 500 up there, and I hesitated. I canceled because I said, no, it's way too early. I think this is going to go higher, and I was expecting it to just zoom all the way to 217. But it didn't look like it had the power to do that. And the SOAR, which could have been a competitor to this, now it's falling back all the way down to 74 cents. So I know it doesn't have the power to do that. FATN, which is the top stock there on the scanner, is now down under $3. And GXAI is actually now our top gainer. And I thought about here, I said, you know what, I should get out, sell all, and even if I get $10, $2, $3, I just won't be red. But those were my emotions thinking. It wasn't my actual technical thinking that one stock I bought at 177 told me it was this stock was going to move up, and because it had news that it was going to do good. So now you see there's a second green bar on the 5-minute awesome oscillator, and that confirms the volume is getting heavier and moving up. And if you look on the bottom left hand corner now, GXAI is at the top, and it's the only symbol with a bullish volume spike designation. And it's only up 29%. So with the news, and if volume does come in, it has an opportunity to do more, and that's exactly what we saw. And of course, we're green on it, about $20. So, which wouldn't, $20 wouldn't have been a bad day either. And I keep canceling and putting my initial 500 sell out, sell stop there. And it's almost about to hit it. And here I strongly thought about canceling it, but I said I'm not going to take the risk. If I didn't learn anything from yesterday, then I'm not going to scale out here. Then that's a problem. Then I'm the problem. I have no business being in here. So we sell 500, 187, and we wait. And it does finally cross that BWAP, but it is still being pushed back. And we didn't know whether or not it was going to hold. But that was a very nice move there. And I didn't wait. I just sold right off 190 and take what I could get. It was what, $75? Why did I say 73? So we continue to watch it, and even though I'm done, and at this point I've got about a couple $100 left, and I thought, oh, I should go back in and spend them, because I could have bought another 150 shares, and if it does move up another $1, well, that's a good move, or even a quarter of that. We can top it off. But that's what I tried to do yesterday. I had 64, and then I tried to get a icing on the cake, a little top off, and only to have it turn on me. So I wasn't going to make that same mistake. It's all mental. And here, the price action, the buyers are battling the bears, the bulls are battling the bears, And then internally, you as a trader are battling your emotions, your mental stability and your emotions, to whether stay in, hang in, buy or sell. And that's the struggle. And the real struggle is within you. And that's what has you make the mistakes. And you have to learn to win those battles with the mental fortuity to ensure and conviction that the technical review, the technical audit that you've done is solid, and it has a framework for a winning trade. And then once you've done that, then you can sort of curtail those emotions. It's very difficult to do, and it's quite interesting because I'm writing this app, right, the TradePiks Trade Journal, and I'm looking for ways to actually be able to put that on paper and be able to tell and read it back to me, as to where I'm going wrong and what I'm doing. So this week I'm going to be working on that and hopefully improve on that app, because I want this trade journal app to be something that caters specifically to the day trader, to the emotions, and it considers that, because everything else is technical, mathematical, etc. But when you're in the trade, it's a totally different horse. It's the human emotion part of it. So here starts fighting. It's around $2. We exported our winnings and we're out, and we hope for a better day or a similar day tomorrow, and hopefully we don't make mistakes. So ta-da to all of you. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and yeah, keep it real, and hopefully you all made money. Now I can go out and start watching to see what other folks did. Yeah, here it finally hits the upper band of VWAP, which would have been my true exit had this not been so far down below VWAP. All right, enjoy your day.
Please, this is what power looks like on me. I'm a Moodring, growing in control, switching up the tempo when I own my soul. Not ashamed of what I feel within. I shine harder every time I spin. Moving, baby, don't blink twice. You might miss the way I rewrite my life. I'm done being your mirror thing. Now I'm my own damn Moodring. You call it chaos, I call it style. Each emotion worth the while. Used to fear my rising tide. Now I surf it, can't deny. No filter, no disguise. Every tear's a crystallized prize. Got rhythm in my restless eyes and gold in my alibi. Fade to blue when I overthink it. Back to red when I need that heat. You say stay steady, but why shrink? When my colors make the beat. No apology for my storm. My evolution's my form. Watch me glow through every phase. Every move's my perfect maze. I'm a ring, going in control, switching up the tempo when I own my soul. Not ashamed of what I feel.